is to deal with the root causes, and I'm looking forward to traveling, hopefully as my first trip to the Northern Triangle, stopping in Mexico and then going to Guatemala. We have plans in the work to go to Guatemala as soon as possible.
Well, that was Vice President Kamala Harris earlier today announcing that she will be traveling south of the border, but no word on when she's actually traveling to our border to see the situation down there firsthand, which is so important. House Republicans today taking a dig at her with Congressman Steve Scalise holding a milk carton with her photo saying she's missing on the border. Well, joining us now to discuss the administration's handling or not handling of the crisis is Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Congressman, welcome back.
Good to be with you, Lindsay.
All right, I have a two-part question for you, so bear with me. You know, she announces she's going to Guatemala, to Mexico, before our border. Is this a mistake? And then second, she says she's going to find the root cause here. But we already know what the root cause is. The administration invited them to our country. I mean, she's missing the point, it feels like.
The root cause is, you're exactly right, Lindsay. Joe Biden announced we weren't going to finish the wall, that we weren't going to do any deportation. He put a moratorium on deportation. But most importantly, he undid this Remain in Mexico policy, the MPP program, which every single agent, we were down there last week, as you know, every single agent said that policy change in and of itself is the reason that there is this chaos and this crisis on the border. So why doesn't the vice president go to Texas before she goes to the Northern Triangle? Why does she go to Texas before she goes to Mexico? Why won't she go to the border? Why won't the president go to the border? The reason is they don't want the American people to fully understand the gravity of this situation and the fact that they caused it. Their policy change. If you're going to get rid of the Trump policies that worked, what are you going to replace them with? Because they haven't replaced them with anything other than we're just going to process this flood of individuals who are coming across our country and these kids who are going through all kinds of turmoil. That is not a policy. That is just, as we've said many times, that is chaos. That is a crisis.
Well, and Congressman, to Lindsay's point, she's gonna fly down there. She's gonna go to Guatemala to find out the root cause, and they're gonna go. The root cause is you invited them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. When you announce to the world, come on in, we're not going to have a wall. When we get there, we're going to process you within 8 hours. If you come in with a family and you got a child under 6, within 8 hours, you are put on a bus, put on a plane, and sent somewhere in this country, somewhere all over the United States. So that we saw that facility. And by the way, it's interesting, the date that facility, they put this temporary facility up, January 23rd, 2021, 3 days into the Biden administration, the world already knew what Biden was advertising, come on in. And so 3 days into the administration, they set up this facility to quickly and fastly process individuals and process families. Like I said, within 8 hours, they're put on a bus or put on a plane and sent somewhere across our country.
Yeah, that's nice. I want to switch gears for a second. You sit on the House Judiciary Committee. You guys voted on a bill today that establishes a commission to look at reparations for descendants of slaves in this country. Tell us about what went down, your stance on the legislation, and where this is headed.
No, great thing. We're actually going to deal with that here late tonight. We're still walking through this markup, Sean. But yeah, that's scheduled to happen soon. That bill establishes a 15-member commission to look at reparations. Now, interesting. Here's who makes up the commission. Speaker Pelosi appoints 3, Senator Leahy appoints 3, and President Biden appoints 3. And then the other 6 have to come from organizations that support reparations. So wonder what their conclusion's going to be. They're going to take money from people who were never involved in the evil of slavery and give it to people who were never a part of the evil of slavery. It makes absolutely no sense. But again, this is just how radical the left is today. Understand, the last 6 weeks in the House, they have passed radical legislation that would dramatically change election law, that would dramatically change gun law, that would dramatically change immigration law, that would dramatically change police law, that would make D.C. a state, and now this law, which would give reparations. All that's coming through the House. And as your previous guest, my colleague and friend, Mr. Comer, said, let's hope Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema keep their word to their constituents and don't change the filibuster.
Sure. Congressman, I want to switch gears here for you a minute, talking about liberal agendas. We have seen cancel culture at its best lately with large corporations, the MLB obviously canceling the All-Star game out of Georgia because of Georgia's voting laws. You know, oftentimes people on the right, conservatives, say, okay, we're not going to play the boycott game. We don't do that like the left. But at what point is the right point to engage? Because if Republicans don't boycott the MLB, then it feels like there's no consequences for them. So where is the line here ultimately?
Well, maybe it is time for that. I've seen some good conservative folks that I have a lot of respect for write columns about maybe it's time we actually do boycott some of these corporations. But I think we need to understand the big picture. The left controls everything. The left controls big media. The left controls big tech. The left controls big government. The left controls big sports. The left controls Hollywood. The left controls higher education. But the one entity the left doesn't control, state government. And that's where we really have to push back. And there's no finer example of that than what Governor DeSantis and the legislature in Florida are doing, pushing back on passport vaccines and all this other vaccine passport, all this different things they're doing, standing up to big tech. In our state, we had our legislature override a Republican governor who had curfews and everything, all kinds of decisions he made relative to COVID. Our state legislature overrode the governor's veto of a bill that now gives the legislature more authority and power in making these decisions, as it should be, as it should have been from the beginning. So that's where we really have to push back. States in our federalist system, in our 50-state system, they have to, particularly the ones where we have complete Republican control, we have to push back there. And then as individuals, we need to remember we still have the Constitution, and those rights apply to us as individuals, and we need to exercise and speak out against the cancel culture every chance we get.
So what is your advice to leadership, right? So these corporations all sign these letters saying that they're not going to stand for these laws, which frankly make it easier to vote and harder to cheat because none of them read the bill. What are you guys doing when they come to engage with you guys? I mean, just in other words, all of these big corporations, they're going to be coming up to the Hill, lobbying for whatever they want now. Yeah. What are you and your colleagues going to do in terms of interacting with them?
Sean, they're going to come talk to us and say, hey, by the way, even though we're doing all this left-wing stuff, even though we're speaking out against the good law that was passed in the Georgia, please don't let the Democrats raise our taxes. And we'll say, look, maybe we should say, you made your bed, now you got to lie in it. I mean, we're for keeping the tax code in place that we passed a few years ago, the Trump tax cuts. And I'm all for that because I know it's good for the economy and it's good for working-class families, good for all Americans. But you know what? They're going to come to us at some point and say that too. So maybe we'll have to have a nice, friendly conversation when that time arrives.
I hope you do. I hope you do, because they take us for granted. They're like, I know you carried our water on all these important things on regulations and taxes, but we're going to go after you on all these other things and make up lies about you. So I hope you really do, and I know you will lead that effort, no doubt.
And they need to remember that famous line: Republicans buy sneakers too.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.